Hola tribe, welcome to the House of Kai. So today I'll be offering an oracle medicine read, and if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments. I would love to know feedback, and if some of the suggestions of medicine I'm asking you or encouraging you to participate in serve you, and if something comes up. I know at present, right now, I'm describing the medicine. I know that as we move along, I will be directly offering the medicine in different formats so that you can have the experience either with me individually, however that may go. Yet I would love to hear how the medicine is working for you, if you're noticing a shift, and if there's something that you feel is missing to it. Yeah, I love feedback, and I want to assist you further. I want to assist you further on the journey. So, today's medicine oracle read. I'm so excited. Let's see. I apologize. I've been really working on this lighting thing. Someday I'll get it. Someday I'll get it. Yeah. Let's see. What is it that the collective needs now? What is it that the tribe, the collective, needs now as we move forward? One more shuffle, one more shuffle. Let's see. I pray you are wonderful. I pray you are wonderful. Let's see. Ooh. What a beautiful card. Number 43, it's Varacocha, and it is Honor the Light. Isn't that funny? It was the first thing I talk about is the light, right? Looking at the face of this being and noticing how the energy in the face is radiating through the crown. Wow. Simply honoring the light within us. You know, we go through this time in our lives of, what are we supposed to do? What is my purpose? You know, do. I need to understand, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're so controlling of all of it. And honestly, all we're supposed to do is be the light. That's it. The illusion that we live in this third dimensional paradigm, is that these jobs and technology and corporation and, industry across the board, we allow ourselves to believe or be fools that there's an importance in any of that. And truly there is not. I mean, bare bones, looking at us from the most bare bones version of us is just being the light. It is the ego that needs to acquire and accomplish and do or be more. Simply living with and being one with the earth and all that transcends from that one moment, that one experience of being our soul, being our light, in relation to all other things, right? It is in doing that we actually can oftentimes diminish the light within ourselves, right? You know, it's funny, We tend to hold our breath when we think. So if you were like writing an email, right? You're starting to write that email and you're like, oh, was it Monday or Wednesday? In that moment, you hold your breath and you go, oh, Wednesday, right? And we move forward. When we hold our breath, we start to lessen our light, we diminish it on some level, and we weaken our force, right? So it is simply being. Honoring the simplest element of self. The light code within you. It is the most pure and simplest version of that which we are. It is the only reason we are here, is to be light. I mean, truly. It is in our relationships that that light dances with another being, right? We're in relationship to everything. I'm in relationship to this camera right now. I'm in relationship to this geometry. I'm in relationship to this sword. I am in relationship because there is a relation between us. There's an energy happening between us. It could be nothing. It could be flat. It could be alive. It could be whatever your energy, your light responds to. That is the relation. However your light responds to that human, that animal, that object, that experience, right? The most important thing to realize that it's you. It is your energy and how you yourself respond or relate to all things outside of self. Right? And if we're constantly in the doing and not simply being and honoring of our own personal light, then we're missing the mark. Yeah, that's how we miss the mark. Let's see. Oh, I like that one. Honoring of the light. Oh my goodness. Preservation. Now this is a wild card. I really do love it, yet it makes complete sense to me. Preservation of one's light, their source energy, right? So to look at this is the bare bones, right, of this being. And this being is actually giving birth. Excuse me. On one hand, you look at the womb of this being, and there is a child, yet to look at it from another angle, it almost looked like the earth itself. Preservation of one's light. There is nothing more important than your light. Nothing. You should cherish it, honor it, and defend it at any and all costs. How often we compromise ourselves. You know, I have a dear friend who I'm sharing time with, and in our discussions lately, it has been a lot of how much they had compromised themselves. And it's what a gift that in this work, I'm in the well, it's definitely work, but in the discussion, in the conversations, so much is being communicated, and I'm realizing how much of me is reflected in the conversation where, you know, I may not be in the present story that they are in, the drama that they are experiencing, the pain of loss. Well, I can relate to that which they are experiencing. compromising of my light in order to save other people, right? And I say save, yet compromising my light in order to help or save or heal other people, right? And in doing so, how often these people who say they want it, they say they want the love, they say they want the healing, they say they want that, they take it and afterwards they will harm you, right? They like run off like little children and take it and run away and never give back. Or they take it and insult you, or there's so many different variants to it. Yet bottom line is how often in our lives do we give of ourselves, of our energy, of our light, of our essence, and it is not matched. It is not cherished, it is not honored. And instead of learning the lesson and seeing the experience for what it is, we do it again and again and again and again. And eventually we deplete ourselves on such a level that we almost don't want to give, you know? We can become resentful or hoard it, you know what I mean? It's mine, you can't have it, I'm not going to share it again. That's the worst. That's the worst. Learning the integrity lines of love. Learning your personal integrity lines of love. And honoring those, right? Honoring your integrity lines and protecting them, cherishing them, guarding so that they can't be stolen from. I mean, give freely, give of your light. However, know that your light, I keep hearing commodity, and I'm hoping I'm using the word properly. Yet, there's nothing more precious. There is not a more precious gem. The money holds nothing to it. You cannot put a price on the value of your light. People will kill for it. They steal for it. People do horrible, horrible things. And I do not wish to say in a judgmental way, yet we make these decisions based off of fear of thinking we'll not have it, or that, we can't find it from within. How often we engage with beings that they themselves don't know how to be their own light source, right? They don't know how to be their own light source. So they do what they think they need to do in order to gain access to light and love, right? Because light is love. Light is, it's the most precious. It is the most powerful medicine. It is the most powerful weapon. It is the most praised and cherished gift that we possibly have. So hold true to it, honor it, preserve it, cherish it. We should be honestly looking at our light, our own light as this child in this womb, right? I challenge you. I challenge you to, this is going to be our medicine. This is going to be our medicine. We're going to do medicine that is going to imagine that your light, that you are pregnant with your own light source. That's a cool medicine. You are impregnated by your own light source. Now I know you talk to any mama, okay? You talk to any mama. I have witnessed mamas who are addicts of the worst kind, right there. They could be a junkie on some level. They could be, you know, in the worst, darkest places of their lives, yet they will guard that baby. Yeah. They will hold and cherish that child, knowing that that child is more important than what they believe they are, right? We will cherish and honor infants and babies far more than we do our own souls. So that's going to be our homework. The medicine of the day. The medicine of the day. And we'll go into it more in just a moment. Let me come through and I'm going to pick a card here, but we're going to play a game. That's going to be our medicine, is going to play a game. I'm excited about this one. Good. So let's see what Ganesha offers us today, okay? Silly light. Very good. All right, let's see. All right, cutting deck. Oh, I love it. It's even, hold on. We got divine support, and I knew there was a second one, and that's what it is. Perseverance. Perseverance, sorry. Gotta double check that spelling. Wasn't sure if it was perseverance, but we already have that. All right, so perseverance and divine support. So, you know, and it's interesting, in this card, you see the Om symbol over Ganesha. Om is the vibration of the earth itself, right? So if we were to take some sort of scientific technology, I don't know all the terms, yet there is an actual piece of equipment that when tapped into, you can hear the earth itself vibrating of the sound Om, okay? And I think people get a little confused by that. I've heard Om made in very different ways. So let me offer you this. Excuse me. You know, I've heard people go, Om, very, very simple Om. Nothing wrong with that Om. However, working with a deeper vibrational Om, one that moves through your whole being when you make the sound, right? Allowing yourself to become one with the sound, right? Listen to the difference in my tone as I'm going into it, right? And so let's see if I can come into my Om here. It's been a hot minute, so let's see. Excuse me. Simply making that sound and allowing myself to feel the vibrational tone that it makes in my being and in my body allows muck and clutter and gook to come out of me, so that I can purify my own waters, my light. Again, it is a way of preserving and guarding my light, right? It's an amplification, it's a guardianship, a cleansing. And so our message today is that we are supported. We're supported in this. So often, as I mentioned, we look outside of us, out. It's here. It's here. It's inside of us. There's nothing to do with outside energies. Every last one of us is dancing a dance of a relationship with outside energies, whether it be family, friends, inanimate objects, any of it. And none of that dance outside of us is as important as the dance inside. When we lose sight of our own light and our own worth, then you might as well just shut the switch down. You know, when people talk about the walking dead or zombies, that's what I see. Right? There are human beings right now walking around that have shut the switch off. Or they put a dimmer switch in and it's so dim. The muck. And it's so easy to purify it. It is so easy to bring back your own internal light and cleanse your waters. Sound and breath are the two most powerful things you can do. Simple and powerful, and you can do it anytime, anywhere. Anytime, anywhere. And I love to remind people, you must make it a little messy. If you were to listen to those ohms again, you would hear that I could feel it inside of me. It hit against things that were mucky and messy, and then allowing my being to cleanse it, meeting the distortion of sound, allowing myself to ride that distortion of sound. Maybe push against it a little bit. See what happens. Allow yourself to dance within that. And then allowing yourself to clear through to the other side. Good. So, perseverance. I mean, look at that. It's like holding the vessel, right? That which is inside of this vessel that he holds is the purity of you. This is the purity of you. And I just heard cheers to you. Cheers to you. Right? Holding that light, that vessel, cherishing it, guarding it, purifying it. So, we're going to come back to this pregnancy of self because it is what we need the most, is to learn. You know, it's bringing me back. I don't know about you. I may have done this in grammar school, but I think even just witnessing others having done it in grammar school or old TV shows or things like that, but you had to walk around with an egg, right? I don't know if anybody remembers this, and who knows what age groups are watching this, but there was a lot of, I don't even know what classes that would be for, but they used to make people, probably like a sociology class or something. They used to make students walk around with an egg and treat it as if it was their own child so that they learned, you know, the importance of it. They couldn't leave that child aside. You know, if the egg cracked and died during the process of that week, then, you know, you killed your kid. So many things. So many things. We're going to play with that. We're going to play with allowing ourselves to be impregnated by our own light and treat ourselves as such. Right? So, you know, I think of like, if you were, you know, pretend, man, woman, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, even the masculine, when their significant other is pregnant, they guard that child. They not only guard the child, they guard the mother, right? In a healthy situation, that's exactly what's unfolding, is that the man in partnership is meant to guard the child and mother in that moment in time. He is no different than holding space for that light being to be conceived and born and protected. I mean, just completely guarded and protected at all costs. At all costs. You know, it's a wonder. You see so many. We are resilient. There are so many beings that have been conceived and born within dynamics that lacked. That lacked a partnership, right? That lacked the male and female energy, or that not only just lacked the male and female energy, even the mother was sort of like, wasn't even present during the pregnancy, right? So many children have been born of that, yet we still live on. And personally, I have witnessed that those that were conceived and born of those dynamics, they usually are the strongest and brightest of lights. Resilient. In order to just exist here, they had to learn to cherish themselves, right? So I don't look at any situation as, you know, it's unfortunate and there are horrible situations, yet allowing ourselves to realize that it's all divinely planned. You know what I mean? Like it's all part of the divine plan, to think and to believe that any of that, you know, to live in victimhood. Let's go with that. That's what I want to go with. That's what I'm feeling here. It's the victimhood, or the projection of a victim. You know what I mean? That's what's debilitating to the light. If you look at any human being in that light, in that manner, then you're actually debilitating and weakening them, versus looking at how beautiful their light is simply because they exist. Okay? So that's a thing. That's just a thing. Because I'll tell you right now, some of the most biggest and beautiful lights I've ever witnessed are the ones that have been tortured the most. Those that have been tortured and still choose to move forward, those are the most powerful and most beautiful ones. Like my favorite, I have a client who has cerebral palsy, and she's, you know, fused in so many directions and lacks mobility in so many different ways. And she is one of the most brightest mofos I've ever seen. Being in her presence is a gift. Being in this one's presence is an absolute gift. And so to think or look upon this person as if like, oh, that's such a shame. No. And her and I have had that discussion, and it upsets her. She like gets really upset when she's like, why do they look at me like that? She's like, it kind of sucks. Yeah, it does. It does. I said, 'cause I don't look at you like that. I don't look at you like that. I think she actually told me I was one of the first people to ever tell her to be like, do something, move. I didn't talk to her like she was in a wheelchair. I talked to her like she was a soul stuck in a body. That's all it is, right? Cherish your light. Don't look at it as limited. You're not limited. You're choosing limitation, right? That's what's happening. People are choosing a limitation versus growing beyond their limitations. And hey, yo, I'm just as guilty as anyone else for doing it. That which I speak is always something that I myself know to be true in medicine that I require too, right? So it's not ever that I'm saying that I'm above this, because I'm most certainly not. I am most certainly not above the experience, right? I am merely a channel of information that offers the medicine of moving through the experience. Cool. All right, let's see. Last and final card here. And then we're going to talk a little bit about that baby in the womb. Baby in the womb, baby. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. All right. What do we got? What's we got? What is the message for the collective? What is the message for the collective? Oh my goodness, I love it. Wow. Okay. I was called to pick 2 cards, and we have Surrender and Goddess of Fire. Man. I look at this, and it immediately is bringing me back to the first card. These cards just seem so similar to me. You know, it's this such an ancient energy. It's the bones, right? It's like, wow, all the cards are now coming into it, right? So we had the bones card earlier too. So the body code method, it's a form of medicine that I work with my clients that was downloaded and extremely powerful and healing. The body code method literally talks about how it is your bones. It is the marrow of your bones. It is your DNA that is within the marrow of the bones. That is the Christ conscious code. It is the Christ consciousness code that moves through your whole entire being. So when we're in this place of honoring our light, you're honoring your bones. You're going in and you're literally like moving the energy through your bones, that code of energy, and igniting it even more powerfully, right? I recently did a video, you should check it out. It's a Did You Know? And I talked a lot about how this is the Christ grid, and this is really this is like the DNA. This is the light code inside of your body. That's why I sit with it all the time, because I want you to see it, and I want you to drink it in, and I want you to own it because it's yours. It's so powerful. So, surrender. Surrendering to the light within. Right? Letting go of all those things that are outside of us that we think that we need to control or do or change, or, you know, needing to identify our worth by something outside of us. It has nothing to do with it. Your light is like I said, it is the most powerful and most cherished element of self, okay? You cannot put a price on it. You cannot put a price on it. But there are beings out there that actually market and sell it. As sad as that sounds. As sad as that sounds. However, and I love it, Goddess of Fire. Ignite the light inside of you. You may not be able to see it, but there's a woman with a staff in her hand, and it's flamed. Right? Beside her is an elephant. Yeah. Ignite the fire inside of yourselves and own it. The medicine of the day is igniting one's energy and sitting in it. Believe it or not, it is not nearly enough just to light your energy code up, to sit and breathe in it, to be able to run it regularly, right? Just run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it. Big, bright light towers, big, bright energy. The more you run your light code, the more you purify your being. I mean, literally, you realkaline your body. You detox your cells. You get rid of diseases. The more you can own this energy, your light body, your grid, the healthier you become, right? I mean, there's so many things outside of us that we can do that can burden that light body, right? I mean, chemicals everywhere, every moment of the day we're breathing things in, smoke and drink or whatever else your your thing is, right? Whatever that is, there's always a way of adding an element of poison to the cellular body, and a lot of people don't do anything to change that, right? They become stagnant. They barely breathe. It's a shallow breath. So many things that stop them from cleansing and purifying their own being. Excuse me. And I'm not saying to shame or guilt any of that. In fact, I'm like, hey, yo, that's what we do. It's an experience. But we don't have to do it and not cleanse from it. There's ways, like I said, just simply owning and cherishing the light. So I'm going to stop talking about the cards because they clearly are all about just living within our own light and honoring it, not allowing ourselves to, not allowing ourselves to compromise it. No more compromising of your light. Oh my goodness. It is time to preserve it, right? It is time to preserve it and cherish it. So that is our medicine. Excuse me, that is our medicine. Excuse me. So, okay. We're going to go over a little work. Those beings who are watching this that have had children, this might be easy for you. So just play the game with me. Those that have not, we're going to play a game right now. We're going to allow ourselves to imagine that you have a seed of light within your belly, right? Man, woman, doesn't matter. Womb, not a womb. Play along. Play along. Allow yourself to settle in and breathe. Maybe keeping the eyes closed. See within your belly, right below your belly button, right below your belly button, a seed of light. Can you allow this seed of light to expand? You must use your breath here. In order for that light to expand, and in order for you to maintain the amplification, you must increase your breath. Allow for the light to expand. Can you get it to fill your belly? For the next 7 days. 7 days. See if you can do it. Play along. Allow yourself to see this expanded light inside of your womb, inside of your belly. How do you wish to feed it? How do you wish to protect it? How do you wish to nourish it? every time, no matter what situation you're in. Do you need coffee when you first get up? Is that what that light needs? Are you smoking cigarettes? Does it feel right? And if you do smoke that cigarette, how does it feel? Do you notice if the light inside of your belly lessens? Does it increase? Again, it's not about, there is no shame or guilt here. That is a self-created thing in this moment. If you feel any shame or guilt for treating that light in what you're deeming as a negative way, then take that just as a message or a sign. Don't judge it. Just, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that I'm judging myself for doing what I usually do without ever having judged, right? Or maybe I have been judging it and I didn't notice I was judging it. Can you live your day-to-day life as you usually would and still be guardian of that light inside of you? Would you change some behaviors? Would you eat different food? Would you take a walk? Would you sleep more? Would you get up earlier? Play with the thought of the impregnation of the light and how you would treat that energy. I'd love to hear your feedback. I would love to know if you change up certain patterns or if you found that you resisted certain things based off of this pregnancy, this preservation of the light within you. I'd be curious to know. I thank you for joining me today. Love you so much. Peace out, tribe.